Good afternoon. This is Carolyn, and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. I'm going to work on base pages again today. I did 3, I think, the other day, and I'm going to try to do 3 or 4 more today. I have just gone through and picked out scraps is kind of where I start. Just scraps, go through my scrap folders and then find if I need, like I needed a page to go with this, and I'm trying to use older stuff. So that's my goal. So today on this one, I'm going to do a fall layout. I know I've got like some Thanksgiving and fall pictures that I need to get organized and scrap. So I found these, I went to my Pringles can and started, and I found these strips that had been in there a long time. And I thought, I'm going to just start with those strips, get those strips used up, because I know I need some fall layouts. Then I went to just my fall drawer, and I found these things that, this is not old. I think I made this last year at fall time for a swap, but I liked it. And then these are really old. And like these things are just really, really old. These were just a couple of strips literally in my scrap binder. And so that's what we're going to start with today. And then I had these little flowers that matched that were in there. So I just tossed all of this in here. And and I want to show you this paper. I'm sure I probably bought it, you know, at a closeout somewhere. It is, it's Heidi Grace Designs. I don't even know where I got it. This is Halloween. It's like trick or treat and witches boots. But this little side is this cute little plaid, and that's the side that I wanted to use. It's Colorblock, actually. It's Colorblock paper, but it's a Heidi Grace Designs. And so I want to use this side. And look, I'm sure I bought it on clearance somewhere, and they stuck the price tag on there and couldn't get it off cleanly. So I'm going to have to cover that up. So that's what we're going to use a bunch of these strips for. Now, I'm not going to use all of these. Like these two match. They're more of a rusty color. And then these all match. They are more the maroon, all of these. And then I have these orange ones, and then I had these two that came off of almost like a cut apart sheet that had strips on it. So those are, I'm gonna try to use those, and I'm kind of leaning, because this is the maroon. There's really not a maroon in here, but it works. I like these the best, but since I have those and the maroons, and these go too, because, so I don't know which ones I'm gonna use, but anyway. That's where these came from. And this is just a strip that I imagine I cut away to back, you know, make a frame or something. So anyway, those things we're going to try to use a bunch of them today. But I've got to cover this up. So let's start by getting the branding strip off of this. Just getting that branding strip. Got my coffee in the way here. Okay, I hope y'all are having a great day. My grandsons all went back to school, so I had a few days of cleaning house after, you know, keeping them for 2 weeks. Cleaning house and just doing some stuff. I did a little cooking so I could get kind of back on a let's eat decent regiment. Okay, I'm just going to build down here. I think I'm going to start with this little brown one at the very, or next to the bottom. I think I may leave a peak of this paper under it, but I'm just going to start there at the bottom because I have to cover that, and then start building with these. There's another one of those, and see what I want, what and how I want these. And then I'm just going to build a base, and then we're going to go from there. Oh, that's not straight. Look at that. That is so not straight. And I don't know if I can straighten that up as skinny as it is. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna try. I can't get it that wide, which is really what I would like to do. I think that's just, if it tears it up, you know what? We just won't use it. I'm going to use some washi tape. Sometimes when I have something that's so narrow that I can't hold on to it, I'm going to try to move this over just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit so that maybe it will cut without messing it up. Sometimes when I have something that's so narrow that it's going to slide, I can't hold on to it and it's going to slide, I just tape it in here with washi. And then it helps. Now, as narrow as this is, it may just be, oh, it worked, it worked, it worked. Okay. So now we have a straight piece instead of that piece that was all wavy. All right, just a little trick I use. I'm sure you had already thought of that, but it certainly does help sometimes on those really narrow pieces that you need to cut. Okay, so that straightened that up. And that is what I want to start with down here, I'm pretty sure, to cover our price tag thing. And then I've got to decide if I want to like do a layer of this between each one, or if I want the solid. That would still be a solid under that. I think we're just going to do that, and then start with these maybe, and just do a layering. That was kind of my thought. And then maybe end with this one also. That's kind of what I was thinking. So I think I'll go ahead and put these together and then glue them on as a whole to the bottom. So let's try that. I'm just going to put a line of liquid adhesive across there. That'll give me just a second or two to adjust it and get it straight. Decide about how much of that scallop I want to show. I think I kind of like that. That looks fairly even. So these are not even, but we'll even them up. And then we'll go with this one. And then this one. And I may need to get my little thingy out. This one wasn't very smooth. Another little trick I use when I cut and it's not perfectly smooth, I have a little, it's pretty beat up, a little fingernail file, and I just run it along those edges to smooth them up. That's better. Then put that one, and then that one. I think that's what we're going to do, okay? So we'll just run another line of glue. I don't know if people who, not Michael's, Joann is the store that really does that, because they put things on clearance and they really have a tendency to put those little stickers, price stickers on there, Now, I don't know if that's where I got this or not, but, and then you've got a mess. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So, I'm going to do this, and then when I start on the next phase, I'll do the twist. I think that one's a little wider. Let's make it not quite as wide so that it matches the one above it a little better. Okay. Make sure these are the 12. Yeah, I may have to cut that down just a tiny bit so that it reaches. And then, what happened to our little brown one? Where did it go? Where did my little brown one go? Oh, there it is. Okay, now let's get that last one on there. I'm loving using up scraps. I've started looking for pictures to go with the other ones that I made the other day, and I think I've got those pretty well under control, hopefully. It worries me. I'm kind of like Terry. It's scary not having pictures, but this one I know I've got some pictures. Don't know how many for sure or exactly what direction they'll be going, but at least I know I have some pictures. Okay. All right. So that's got our little kind of shelf that's going to sit at the bottom. I think that's, let's see if we've kind of got that the same. Let me measure that and see if it's crooked. Okay, that one goes up to there. And that one goes up to there. Okay, this end is just a little wider. I think it's already glued down, so it's just going to be a little wider. You know, I don't really care. Okay, so we're going to put that all right down there now. And I'm not going to I'm going to just glue and tape down here at the bottom because I don't know for sure what I'm going to do as far as pictures are concerned. And so I'm going to leave that where I can tuck and have possibilities down there. Okay. Then let's trim that off. I should do that with my scissors actually. There, I really need to take the tiniest little piece off of the whole sheet to get it all even. There we go. I just put a new blade in my little trimmer the other day, and it's working really nice because a lot of times I couldn't do that narrowing. Okay, I like that. Now I've got some things here to use for my paper backers. I mean, not picture mats, paper backers, picture mats, whatever you want to call them. And I was thinking that I really like this one with that. And these go well, they're really, but I just don't think that's a pretty color. So I'm going to hang on to those a minute. And I think I'm going to look at these two. This one would back a true 4x6. This one's a little smaller, but I still think I'm going to take that chance because I like that color with it. I got to even this one up. Let's see what we can get it. We can get it to 4. Yes, we can get it to 4. And then we can do a full 4x6. But you know, I don't think I'm going to. I think I want a little bit of difference in my pictures. I'm going to do, well, let's leave it at 4x6. That way, if I need to just barely, barely, barely trim down a picture, I can. But if I want it whole, I can get it almost whole. But I also want, I think I'm going to double matte. I think I want to double matte. That's why I had tossed this one in there. My friend at church the other day, this is the prettiest, I know you can't see it. It's got a little bit of like almost lined, almost wood grainy lines, texture in it, and then it's a little bit marbly. But she gave me a box that had 2 stacks of 8.5 by 11 cardstock in it, and I'll guarantee you they were 4 to 5 inches in each stack. It took me half a day to sort them and get them put away. It was crazy how amazing they were. So let's measure this and see what size it is. It is 6.5 by 4.5, I believe. Yes, it's 6.5 by 4.5. So I'm going to cut this at 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that I can do a double matte there. Well, that didn't work right. How did I mess that? Here, let's see if I can use that one on this one. Yes, that one works on this one. I just need to cut it down to let's see, what do I need to cut it to? I need to cut it to 3 3/4. I don't know what I did on that other one. That will give me that photo mat. Then this one, I don't know what I was thinking. 6 1/4 is what I need. Okay. And then it should be 4 1/4. Let's make sure that's right. That's good. And then it should need, because this is 4.5, it should need 4 1/4. Yes, okay. I don't know what I did. There is absolutely no telling what I did. And then we've got a double matte on that one, and I like that. Okay. All right, so let's do that. And like I said, I don't have any idea which direction my photos are going to go or anything. So I'm just going to put them on here barely, barely, and then I can adjust them if I need to. Okay. And yesterday I was making the, what was I making? I guess the weekly swap on Safari or whatever. And I used a bunch of this cardstock. And then the day before, I used a ton of it. I finished up the main swap, the monthly swap. And I used like 6 or 7 sheets of it doing different things that day. So I am so, and then she gave me a bunch of pattern paper too, but so I have no idea how these are going to need to go. So I'm going to just like just stick them on there like that for now, like with just the tiniest little bit of tape on the back. So I don't know for sure what I'm going to need. I think I'm going to do that. And then if I need another picture, I could put one down here if I need another picture. And then I was thinking I would do something like with these things up here, and maybe the leaves down here. Something like that. And then I've got these flowers I can throw in. Maybe I really wanted to use these little strips up. I was thinking I might even just do some banners and put that ticket across them. So we could do maybe something like that. Maybe stick one of these. Stick this under it. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I want them all different lengths. So, where are my little scissors? Let's just banner these. I'm not very good at eyeballing banners, I'll just tell you. I always get one side bigger than the other, but I don't really think it matters. Okay, there's one. So let's put that up there. I may ink these like in a dark brown, but let's just banner them and then kind of see how we would want the lengths. I don't know if I want to cut this one down and just do 3. I think I'm going to just cut this one down a little and do 3 across. Not have the wider one. It doesn't have to be the same width as those. I think I'll make it a little wider, but just to give it a little variance. Okay, like that maybe, and then stick our tag across there, and I'll find something to tie that tag with. All right, let's clean up a little bit of this. And I think we should ink those, and then I'm not going to put this stuff on here. I may go ahead and put that on there, because even if I need to turn or add a picture, I can do that. I think I've got the, I think I have plenty of leeway to do that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. So let's, let me find some ink. Let's use our, excuse me for reaching, let's use our ground espresso. And let me get a dauber. And let's ink these, and then we'll decide on their length. That's getting kind of dry. I need to re-ink it. I try to order re-inkers when I order my ink pads, and it has really paid off. I think I have maybe 2 or 3 or 4 that I've gotten that I don't have the re-inker to, that I do need to order, but I may put those on my Christmas list. Oh, I've got to do the twist. What am I doing here? I'm nearly finished. I haven't done the twist. And the twist is good today. I've been kind of finding some things on the internet that I really like. the sound of. And so today is another one of those. And it says, an umbrella cannot stop the rain, but it allows us to stand in the rain. Faith in God may not remove our trials, but it gives us strength to overcome them. And so the scripture that I put with that was John 16:33. And this is where Jesus was talking to his disciples and telling them that they were going to have trials, but just to hang in there, that it, in the end, it would all be good. But don't think that you're not going to have trials and tribulations. And so he's saying, I've told you these things so that in me you can have peace. So John 16:33 says, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So Jesus overcame the world. He overcame death. He overcame everything. And that's our security. That's our knowledge. I think sometimes when people become Christians, or we as Christians think, well, I'm a Christian, life should be smooth sailing for me. Why isn't God taking care of me? And that's really not the promise. The promise is that even though there are troubles and trials and tribulations in life, we don't go through them alone, that we have access to God's guidance and to his comfort and his peace, even when we are going through those trials and those troubles. And so I think kind of the bottom line of all this is do we want to weather the storms of life with an umbrella, or do we want to weather the storms of life totally exposed without any protection from the rain and the hail and the storms of life that will come? We're promised that they will come. So do we want our umbrella, which is the Lord, of course, or do we want to just weather those alone? Okay, so I am thinking that I may overlap them just a little. Something like that. Just one of them overlapped, maybe. And then we'll put this, maybe they need to move over just a little. Then we'll put this like that. May put some more things around it so I won't glue it down, because I'll probably put a few more things in around it to make that cluster. But I do think I like that. So let's start by putting this one down. Actually, I'm not nearly through. I was just panicking because we have other base pages to do. All right, so let's shorten that one just a little. I can line that up on this and know that I have it straight on the, I think I can just do these with tape. I don't need liquid adhesive. Okay, I like that. Let's trim those off. And like I said, I think I'm going to put this on there just to remind myself. I kind of got those a little shorter than I wanted them. Maybe I'll just do them about like that. I wanted them a little longer so that but I think I still want that up there. But I'm just barely gonna tack that on there just to remind myself that that's what I was thinking. And because that way I can move it anywhere. All right, so there is one base page done. And we've given ourselves some flexibility to move it around and do whatever we need. So let me put these things with it. And I'm going to go ahead and toss these in there just in case. And I have actually had some washi tape that said Happy Thanksgiving. So if I use it for Thanksgiving and need that anywhere, I could put it maybe even like right in under there or something. But I'm going to toss that in there with it. Let's put these things in this baggie. You know, I use my baggies for everything. Okay, so there's one. Let's see what else I have over here for today. I have, I've got this one that I think I'm actually going to stretch into a 2-page layout. And I stuck some things in with it depending on what we do, like a journaling card, and I've got some fishing, but I don't know for sure what I'm going to do this with. But they're just things that when I was looking, I came across them, and they were the right colors. And I've got these little things, like, remember I told you I put my 6x6, my 4x4s, and all of those in my scraps. And so those are some of those that I've stuck in there. And then I pulled out all of my yellows that were in my Pringles can. I've got these 2 sheets. This was 12 by 12. They were both 12 by 12s that I've used just a little off of them. These 2. But they both, you know, have got the yellow going. And then this is just a scrap. And then these are the things that come in those inexpensive die cuts that I get at Scrapbook Convention. And then when I put them on my magnetic sheets, I have all these nice little pieces of cardstock. So I thought I would use those today. And then I have 2 pieces of this kind of turquoise, that lighter turquoise, and then these darker turquoise. This isn't exactly, but I think I can use it just the same. So I'm going to put those over here. My thought was that I would use these 2 pieces of the yellow across my page. Now I think I'm going to cut it down because I don't think I want it quite that big. I don't know, maybe. These are, let me see what size these are. I have a invisible ruler here somewhere. These are 5.5 by about 3 3/4. So I could probably mount a picture on them without any problem. And I could double mat like that and use those. My question to myself is, because I really think I want to do some solid yellow and then maybe a strip. I had this one strip and I was thinking a strip, you know, I don't like just the bare. I like to put a strip of something. And then I had this one yellow one that was already torn that was in my Pringles can. So I was kind of thinking I liked the look of that. I feel like these are all starting to look alike, but I did kind of like that. So that was sort of the look I was going for. And then maybe just the blue and the yellow, but not torn at the bottom, and just do the torn at the top. So kind of do that. And then I was thinking cut this down and do the blue and then just the yellow at the bottom. And then do some things across the bottom, some pictures across the bottom, and then do maybe kind of a focal picture at the top. And then if I don't need all of these, which I nearly always do, 3 or 4 photos on a layout, if I didn't need all these, I could just build a cluster on them. I could do a journaling block or whatever. So maybe, so let's go with that. Let's just roll with that. I may cut these down to a different size, but let's roll with this. Let's just do it. Let's cut this down to, that would be about 6.5 inches, maybe a little more than that. Let's go with, that's about 7 inches. And then that's going to leave me a scrap, which I really didn't want any scraps left from these, but that's the way it goes. So let's get these the same size. Since they will be on adjoining pages. And it doesn't matter if it's the same event or different events. I don't really care on my adjoining pages. Okay, so there are those 2 strips. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to use them. See there, that's a branding strip right there. So I may give myself a little more room than I did on that one. Let's cut these at that 1/2 inch. So I can use the other side of that. But I would need 4 of these. 2. 3. 4. Okay, now I've already got this one that's torn, so I need another one that's torn. So I'm going to take this wider one and just go ahead and tear it for the other page. No rhyme or reason to this. And they don't necessarily look alike. This one's got more hills and mountains. I probably tore it from a different direction or something. And they're not the same papers, but it doesn't matter. They're both torn. They have the torn feature. Okay, so, and I want a strip of this to line the yellow with. So let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, I feel like these get to looking all alike. Oops, my glue dried up in the meantime. There it goes. Come loose. Okay. All right, that's got that. And then we'll go with that. Don't need much of a line there, but a little. Okay. That's not straight. That's a little better. And then I think just the yellow and the blue on the bottom, but no tearing. Just a little one. Oops, that one's not even 12 inches. Make sure I've got a couple that are 12, a full 12 inches. Yes, those are. That one's kind of, let's do it like that. There we go. That one's kind of dirty on that side. No telling where that poor thing's been. All right. And I'm just eyeballing it. I am not a perfectionist at all. I don't have time to be. I just don't have time to be. And then we'll try to make that one about the same width as the little blue one up there. And this may not even, this down here I don't think will hardly even show by the time I get those picture mats on there. But I just, where the little bit it does peek through, I want there to be some kind of a edge there. Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. And then, let's see what we can do with some of this. I want the bigger ones. That's a bigger one. Would be cool if I had yellow between those two. I would like yellow between those two. Let's see if we can find yellow. Excuse me just one second while I grab yellow. Okay, here's my yellow. Let me pull one that works. I'm telling you, she gave me so much cardstock yesterday. It's awesome. All right, I'm just going to mark this where it needs to be cut. Because, let's get pencil and just give ourselves a little line about there and about there. Okay. She used to do a lot of scrapbooking, and then she went to journaling and just different things like that. And she's into diamond art right now, and she was wanting to clean her craft room. And she said, you know, I just have all this stuff, and if I do something, I want new stuff. I want different stuff to go with a specific thing. And she said, I just decided to get rid of it all, and you're who I thought of. And I was like, yes. I'm glad you thought of me. Okay. So that gives us that, and then we'll put it on the other one. While we're doing this, we may as well go ahead and do another one, because I know I'm going to want one that matches that on the other page. There's one that's the same size. I could have just done those together, but that's all right. So let's just go ahead and mark and cut this one while we're doing. I hope I'm not totally off screen. I normally don't do cutting and everything. I try to have all that done in my videos before I start, but base pages are a little different. Okay. And I like to cut from the top down and not from the bottom up, because sometimes my paper scoots when I do it from the bottom up, where the top down, you've got it pushed against your straight edge down here. And that just works better for me as far as keeping it straight. I really need to clean that. That's dirty. All right, so I've got those ready. I'm gonna have to cut this, but I need to. Let's get this on here because we know that's what we're gonna do with that. Okay. And I won't be tucking or anything under it. So we can just put that on here. And then we'll figure out how we want this one. It's going to be little, but that's fine. Yep. Okay, so let's get that one on there. These, wow, that paper is not wanting to. Let's see if we can do it this way. Nope. Well, we'll just resort to liquid adhesive. Sometimes these cardstocks want to stick to your tape runner, and this one evidently does, but we'll outsmart it. I have two grandsons here today. They're in the living room playing games right now, but I had a few days of quiet to kind of get caught up. Okay, we'll trim that one down in just a minute, but let's go ahead and do the other one while we're doing them. And do I want to do it a little different? This one is just a little different from, this one's got that little diamond shape, or do I want them the same? Not much shows, does it? I say we go the same. So let's get this one on there. This last week was crazy, and next week is going to be crazy. I have something every day except Monday. And then, so that means Monday I really, really need to get my Bible study lesson studied and recorded. I'll have to start studying it Sunday evening and then work on it on Monday. It takes most of a day to get that done. And then I have something every day. I get where I just want to stay home. And you wonder why I don't get videos up very often. I would love to be one of those that could do a video every day, just knowing that I was going to do a video every day. But I can't. I just can't. I have too much life. And my semester's starting. This is a Saturday morning, and I was actually supposed to have a training, a field supervisor training this morning, and the person that does them had a medical emergency in the family and had to cancel it, and so we're just doing a video, watching a video from last year. So, which most of the field supervisors, I think, have done it before, so it's not like it's just a formality. Okay, so I think we have that done. So I want to get this on here. Then we'll do the other page. I'm going to put this up here. I think framing that in that yellow just really helped set it apart from this. So let's get this on there. And like I said, I'm not going to glue edges so that if I do want to tuck anything, I can. I can't tell if there's any glue coming out of that or not. Don't think so. My handy little pen and okay, let's try that. There we go. Don't want to get too far out to the edges though. All right, and then we're going to put this right up there. I think I'll put the other one to the inside, and then we'll embellish, title, whatever over there. Just kind of in the middle. I don't see move in this one. I think this is probably where it's going to stay. Even if I, oh, the only thing would be if my picture, on the other one, I'm just barely going to do it because my picture could be the other orientation. It could be up and down. So on the other page, I'm just barely going to attach it. And I'll have to find a picture that's going horizontal for this one. Okay, so I want some pictures down here. And I think I want 3 down at the bottom. Those don't look the same. Those are. That one's not. That one's a little wider. See if we have another narrower one. That one's even a little smaller, so let's hang on to those. And I'm going to cut them down. We'll see what size they are and then cut them down. Usually I have some pictures that I can cut down. So these are almost 3.5. So let's make it to 4.5. Maybe 4. So they'd be 3.5 by 4. And I could leave, maybe I'll leave a middle one a little bigger. Was this the one that matched those? No. So I'm gonna, okay, let's do that one by 4. So let's do something kind of like that. If I decide I could double matte with the yellow when the time comes with inside this. So I'm just barely going to stick those down. Yep. Okay. We're just barely gonna stick these down. That way, if we need to move them, or if we want to do another, like a yellow double matte, we can. I'm thinking this one, middle one, kind of might go up on foam or something. So just to give us our general plan, we'll do that. Okay? All right, there's that one. Let me check our time. Oh my goodness, how did I go this long? All right, we don't have time to do any more. That's it. I'm so sorry. I thought I could do these quickly, and I can't. I just can't do it. And here we are almost an hour into it. All right, I'm so thankful you dropped by. I hope you endured this with me. It was long, and I had no intention for it to be this long, but thank you for dropping by. Thank you for sticking with me, and have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.